2nd, 2024. The meeting's called to order. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. We pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kelso, will you please do roll call, please?
Commissioner Hemble, absent. Commissioner Taylor?
Here.
Commissioner Stephenson, absent. Commissioner Truck?
Yep.
Commissioner Kriskowitz, absent. Vice Chair Quinn?
Present.
And Chair Kenny?
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you. And at this time, the Historic District Commission can take action and approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. At this time, the chair will ask if there are any members with a conflict of interest in the approved agenda. Hearing none. Moving on to the approval of minutes. At this time, the Historic District Commission can take action to approve the September 11th, 2024 meeting minutes.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All comments and handouts, we're moving on to public comment on agenda-related items. All comments and handouts from the speaker at the podium will go through the chair. Also, there will not be any interaction between the podium and the audience. If these rules cannot be followed, the chair can adjourn the meeting, a limit of 5 minutes to address the Historical District Commission. Do we have any public comments on agenda-related items tonight? Hearing none, going to move on to new business. And there is nothing on the agenda for new business.
Correct.
Moving on to old business, we have 350 River Street. Hi, welcome.
Ken Armour, 26 Arthur Street. This is regarding the replacement of a couple windows in the back of 350 River Street. I've been working on this diligently for several months now, and I guess I had to come before the Historic Commission to get some feedback. So the windows, I've sent photos in. I think Teresa has said that she sent to you all the existing photos, what the replacements would be, the feedback I get. I've got a lot of help from Jerry. So the best solution that we could come up with in order to eliminate the existing blight was to use the windows that I have, but put the same trim on the outside, the wood trim that's the historical wood, which will cover up the vinyl windows so you won't see. So they will be wood windows. There's no way you could ever differentiate between the two. I guess I don't know how else to explain it. And I apologize, my hearing is at about a 5% right now. I got a really bad infection.
Okay.
Are you able to see the photos now?
Yep, thank
Okay.
you for coming in, yes. And I think this is the second time we have seen your photos, and we had some questions
Okay.
about the window replacements. Are you proposing used windows?
No, they're actually new windows now.
Okay,
But the trim that you see that's there currently, that will be replaced, so you won't see.
So these are vinyl windows?
Is the trim vinyl?
The windows?
The windows, parts of them are, yes.
So I think last month, and I'm not sure how much of this was conveyed to you, I'm not sure how much Teresa or Jerry told you when we discussed this last month. The concern is that the vinyl window itself the the thing that holds the actual glass.
Yep.
Almost always narrower than what was originally on the two pieces holding the glass, which is called the sash.
Okay.
And we were wondering why you were choosing vinyl, which is not a historically appropriate material, and not going with something like a metal wrapped or wood or something like
And
that.
I could wrap them in metal. I could wrap them in wood. Just
They come that way. So
right. You mean
so a wood window is going to live for 100 years. A vinyl window is going to maybe live for 20 years. And so when they have to get replaced, historic preservation districts around the country want you to use a material that fits with the resources. Okay, so like other historic windows in the space. And if you can't save your original window, you should use a product like a wood window or a wood window wrapped in aluminum or metal of some kind.
Yeah, I mean, there's a famous saying we use. I'm a construction guy that's been prevalent and around for many, many years. Vinyl is final. I've never once heard that wood outlasts vinyl.
How old are the windows on your building right now?
How
Old are they? Probably about 100 years old?
Well, the neighbors on both sides of me are both vinyl windows.
That's not what I'm asking. How old are your windows? The building's 100 years old, right?
What's that?
Your building is 100 years old. The
I don't know.
windows are probably 100 years old. And
I don't know.
but-
Yeah, I can't answer. I don't know how many times they've been replaced, or I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I can find out from the previous owner, but I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't think everybody in the construction trade says vinyl is final. That might be a
That's not
saying
your
you-
experience,
That's
correct.
not my experience at all.
Okay. Yeah,
It's-
that's fine. Yeah.
It's not a long-lasting material.
Okay.
And it usually doesn't really quite look right.
Did you look into using a wood window?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Did you look into using a wood window?
I looked at several different types of windows, but again, with my experience, I've never had better luck than a vinyl window. And the purpose was to surround it with wood, so it would, in essence, be a wood window. I mean, even the wood windows you buy, there's typically parts of them that do have vinyl or plastic or metal in them. And then, according to the ordinance, there's nothing that says a certain percentage of the window has to be wood or metal.
No, but it does say it needs to be a historically appropriate material, and vinyl's not. And
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going off the precedence that was set by the neighbors, and all their windows are vinyl, and I thought there had to be a reason that those were all allowed, so I was trying to follow suit and keep some continuity in the back of the river walk there.
The reason that they were allowed is probably that the Historic District Commission did not exist when they were replaced.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never asked any of them. The facts were they were there.
In the time that I've been on the Historic District Commission, I don't remember any issue with any of the windows in that area that we've approved or not approved.
Is there any reason you couldn't use wood windows?
Other than the fact I already have these that were ordered specifically for the size holes. And once I put the trim back up, you're not going to be able to, nobody will be able to tell anyway. I mean, it's going to be a wood window. And it's going to enhance the area, the neighbors, the river walk. It's going to beautify the whole thing. And if it's structurally sound and they're warranted for decades, I didn't see a big problem.
Did you know you were in the Historic District Commission? Or
I'm sorry, what?
Historic District? Did you know your building was in the Historic District?
I knew it was in the historic district, but was unaware of historical commission.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the cool things about a local historic district is it's set up to protect your property values by making sure your neighbors don't do silly things to their historic buildings, so that all of the historic buildings in the whole block or district in this case all maintain that rich history, that visual thing that makes it so unique and appealing.
Yeah.
So protecting even what seem to be small things like a window replacement is an important part of that, and that's why generally vinyl is just not approved in historic
Yeah, I mean,
districts. Okay.
I completely understand, but like I say, a precedence was set, so I was trying to mimic that. And once the wood is up, you're not gonna be able to see what's in the guts of a window, other than you see what it looks like now. And I can't imagine, I just didn't understand why they would prefer to see that as opposed to a drastic improvement where you can't tell with the wood trim on there.
So what you're proposing is putting wood trim over the vinyl?
I'm sorry?
You're proposing to put wood trim over the vinyl?
Yeah, that's how the neighbors are all set up.
Not their sashes, though. So what we'll still be looking at would be 2 vinyl sashes, the piece that actually holds the glass, the part that goes up and down.
The entire,
Those will be vinyl.
yeah, the entire perimeter would be the existing wood.
And then the rest would be vinyl.
Well, when you say the rest, you're just talking about the one.
So the sash, there's 4 corners to that, and it holds the glass.
Yeah, and that would be
There's 2
covered.
of them.
That would be covered with the wood.
On the perimeter you're talking about, but I think she's talking about, is it vertical or horizontal in the middle of the window?
I'm talking about the whole piece of window, the whole thing called the sash.
Right,
You know,
if
if you're
you-
in the construction trade, you know what the sash is.
I think he's
That,
talking about
if you're not,
covering this with wood.
that should look like wood or metal wrapped over wood, not vinyl.
Correct. If you look at the photos I sent of the Emporium right next door, that's what I'm proposing, the same thing.
Teresa, can you pull up the pictures here?
Those are vinyl windows covered with a
Can you
wood
pull
trim.
up the whole packet? Wood trim So we around the can go to framing, that. there's not wood trim on the sash. You're still looking at the vinyl on the sash of those windows.
While the trim actually covers what you're referring to as the sash. The only thing you see is the trim and the glass. I think
You're
you,
talking
so
about
there's-
this right here.
There's the present window right there. Okay, so. Okay, so leave it there. Leave it. So this
that's the only part, yeah,
is the window sash.
correct.
So a good historic preservation model would continue to keep that look, which is why wood sashes and windows are suggested and when you're doing a replacement. Some people think you can get away just with doing the trim, but you have to do the whole window or it doesn't look right. And that's the concern, that you're basically putting in a vinyl window, but you're putting some wood framing around it. That's not okay for the historic district.
And plus, it appears that there would be some exposed vinyl. Is that correct,
Can you
Ken?
pull up the next, there should be some I sent of the neighboring, yeah, right there.
Yeah. So look how thick, no, go back up. Look how thick the
Oh,
window
sorry.
frame, the framing
Hang
of
on
the
a sec.
sashes, right? The actual piece that's holding the glass. And then pull up the other one. And then pull up the new one.
I'm trying, it's
Yeah, I
not,
know.
the mouse is not responding, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Oh, that's funny.
Hang on.
Okay, see how thin that is in comparison? It's just that is not, it doesn't size right.
Do you like,
No.
do you like that?
I don't.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the size of the framing pieces around the window, the sash pieces, the 4 corners around the piece of glass.
Yeah, that's what I'm proposing, is to try and mimic the precedent that was set on the neighbors, because it's gonna look silly, I think, if I do something completely against what all the neighbors have, but
you're matching to your building, you're not matching to your neighbors. That's, it,
Yeah, we get this, Ken, we get this or not frequently, but sometimes about, well, the neighbors did this or the neighbors did that. And we have no control over that. I mean, like Lee was saying, this could have been before the commission was established, or they just didn't pull a permit and just put them in, and we had no knowledge of it. But
Right.
I don't believe that the commission would approve the neighbors.
I think if you want to match it to something, match it to the third window that you're not replacing in terms of how thick the framing is around that, how, because that's a unique window, and I'm actually very happy that you're saving it, because that
Which one?
The third window up on the second floor looks awesome. It needs painting, but it's a cool window. It's really.
You mean the little one with the block?
Yeah, that is a cool window.
Do you have a photo of it?
No.
It's definitely, that's definitely an acquired taste you have.
It's a character, what's called a character defining feature.
I thought I had a
It's
photo.
something that makes
And
it
there I sent,
unique.
that's number one, we're just talking about the back of the building.
Right.
The public, the only people that see it, which you see what they're looking at now, it would be a drastic improvement, but the photo you just went to, that's the entire river, right there. That's very similar to what it would look like. That's on the front of River Street, on the building across the road. It's almost identical to what I'm trying to do, and that just got approved. They just replaced those.
The
So-
upper windows? The
Yeah.
upper windows?
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that because they didn't come before this commission.
No, not.
But anyway, moving on from that.
not-
They must have just, I mean, because those are identical. They're new, because the bottom ones are all new too.
Well, the bottom ones were approved.
Ones were approved. Except for that plywood.
So those are out of compliance also.
But they may have been put in before it became a district. So
Everybody's out of compliance but me.
No,
when a building is in a historic district, if you don't make any changes, you don't ever have to get an approval for the change.
Yeah.
So if that was there before it became a district, no one would
Look at
have.
that.
Yeah, we agree that you should probably get yourself some new windows, but, yeah, the vinyl just, it's not what the ordinance calls for.
So without a drawing also, I just wanted to ask, the vinyl window that you are proposing, does it fit? What are the dimensions? Does it fit right into the window opening?
And then I was gonna put the wood over top of it, so people walk by, it's gonna look better than the neighbors and the people across the street, because it will have that historic look to it, because it's the existing trim. The only thing's different is the guts, which are not visible by anywhere. I mean, this has a sash, so if that sash was painted, nobody would be able to see. You're 60, 80 feet from there, from the
Well-
Riverwalk.
But it's also over the deck for the restaurant below.
Correct.
So everybody sees it.
That's what they're looking at now.
Right. Well, I appreciate the fact that you want to do this improvement. Absolutely, because it needs to be done. Is there any more discussion?
no.
Does anybody care to make a motion?
I'd make the motion that we deny the certificate because they're using vinyl.
Did what?
Because of the vinyl, which is not an approved material for the historic.
So what
District.
percentage, if I can ask, what percentage of the window, if you could tell me on the ordinance or anywhere, what percentage of the window has to be wood? Is it 100%? Is it 90%? Is it 80? Because you're telling me the vinyl, but I would really like to know, because I'm going to need to know.
Yeah,
It doesn't state a percentage, it just says the actual, needs to be a natural material. It
Right.
cannot be isn't that what it says, isn't it on?
It needs to be a material appropriate for the
For the
district, which in
district,
this
which
case,
is
wood
wood,
or metal.
metal,
Really vague. So,
Right now, we have a motion on the floor, so we don't even know if it's going to pass yet. So
I
if
need
you
to-
could just wait 1 minute, and we'll take
Oh.
business, and then you can discuss your options with the planning department. Okay? Is there a second on the motion?
Actually, could it be read back to me, please?
Commissioner Taylor just made a motion to deny the certificate of appropriateness.
Based on vinyl.
based on the materials used not allowed in the district.
Okay.
I would
Okay.
support that.
Any more discussion from the commissioners?
Nope.
Kelso, will you please take a roll call vote?
Alrighty. Commissioner Taylor,
No, or,
Yeah.
yes,
No on your own motion?
no, sorry. I'm having one of those senior moments.
no, it's okay.
Yes.
Thank you for repeating.
Commissioner Trucks,
Yes.
Vice Chair Quinn,
Yes.
and Chair Kenny.
Yes.
Motion passed.
So now you will need to get with Jerry and Teresa, and they will help you work through that process of what is appropriate.
so nobody can answer me what percentage of wood the window must be?
There is not a percentage, but Teresa will go through that with you.
So there's no determination of what percentage of the window has to be wood?
No, it just has to be one, wood, is it just wood, metal, what are the three?
glass, wood, metal, glass. Yeah,
Masonry.
but
Yeah. But
So-
when it comes to the,
Even a wood window, can I have any plastic in it?
correct.
In the guts, the working, nothing? You gotta at least give me some clarification. I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's fair for me to get that, isn't it?
That's what, Ken, that's what we're suggesting, is that you meet with Teresa
Yes.
and Jerry to go over those. And they, they're more of a subject matter expert than we are, when going, that deep of a dive into it.
And the window guidelines are.
I gotta get with them regarding the definition of the ordinance because,
Of what materials are allowed, and you're gonna need to tell them what your ideas are, so they can say whether that's approved or not.
that's what I've been going through with Jerry and Bill and everybody else, and nobody can tell me other than, I want wood. I said, well, what if it's wrapped in wood? We don't know. What if the wood windows have plastic? We don't know. It's so much ambiguity, and and then I come here, and you guys don't even know, so it's kind of a,
We just know that vinyl is not an approved material for the district.
so what if a wood window, like I said, the guts, some of the wood windows I have vinyl parts in them? Is
What-
that allowed?
What are you talking about, a vinyl part?
There's vinyl parts in the windows, in wood windows.
if it's triple glazed or double glazed, there may be something that.
Right.
The two pieces of glass.
Or the metal.
But the frame, the structural part itself would still be wood. So I guess I'm not understanding the question either. Yeah.
So the guidelines, number 4, are online, and we would like you to go over those guidelines with Teresa and Jerry Blue from the office. Okay. Moving on to public comment and communication concerning items not on the agenda. I don't believe anybody has any comments because we have no audience. Correspondence. At this time, the chair will ask if any correspondence has been received to be read into the record.
We have none at this time.
Thank you. Reports. The museum executive director is not in. And so let's move on to the community development director, planning and zoning administrator. And that's you, Teresa. Anything to report?
Actually, I'd like to report an email that Catherine had sent me, reminding me that I've kind of apologized that I missed giving you an update of what permits that we have open, any certificate of appropriateness. So for next meeting, I'm going to have that. I will bring that. We also are going to review which ones are still open, which ones I've closed out. And as of October 1st, it was my first whole year, my work anniversary. So I've been with all of you for a whole year already. And
Oh,
you've put up with me.
wow.
Yes, if you can believe it. But yes, and I will make sure that I have that for next time. I apologize, I've just been quite busy with a lot of things, but I'll make sure and have that to all of you in the next agenda packet.
Well, congratulations. That year went by fast.
Thank you, and
And we appreciate you.
thank you. And Jerry, it was his 1-year anniversary also, so, yeah.
All right, moving on to member discussion. Do any of the members have anything they'd like to
One question,
discuss?
Teresa, did I get missed in the agenda email or the email with the agenda? Because I didn't get one.
I hope not.
She probably sent it to, and doesn't realize that you have your personal email.
Yeah.
She sent it, because now I've
Check it
kind of,
from here.
yeah, she is just selecting HDC, and all of them are in there. Heather puts everybody's emails. She doesn't know that you had a personal. I know that just from
Okay.
my memory.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that you get that, so, yeah.
Sorry.
It's not the end of the
Nope,
world. I
nope.
just wanted to make sure that I'm still loved and appreciated.
Yeah. Yes,
They-
absolutely.
They also asked us to cut back on printing of the packets.
Packets.
And so I feel really out of touch because I learned one way to do it and now they're like, you know, reversing it.
I thought the city was flush.
Yeah, so that's why everything's gonna be on the screen from now on.
Which is no
Yep,
problem.
yep.
And, you know, if
And we
I
don't-
can get the packet,
Yeah, we'll
Right.
make sure.
I will print out what I need.
Yep,
You know, you can
sounds
go
good.
to your city account and you can have it forwarded to your personal account. That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's just automatic.
But we'll remember from now on. It's just trying to remember all that, like Angie's got 3, you've got 2, you've got 1. Yeah, it's, and I haven't passed all my knowledge off to her yet.
My brain would explode.
But I have a question. Have you gotten any information about, or whether that grant for the state is open yet, the Historic Preservation Fund? It's usually in October, when,
Actually, Andrew is working on right now for the facade grant, correct? Yes, the chamber is working on that and has actually, I believe the Piping Plover possibly might be interested in it.
cool.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
as a HD, you know, as a, I'm sorry, you know, the certified local government, we also could apply for things like, we could do public trainings on things like how to pick a replacement window.
Right.
That fits in with a historic district. You know, there's National Register nomination, survey, I mean, there's just a lot of things we could apply for.
Right.
And I just want to bring up that we could become proactive as opposed to reactive on some of these things.
Yes.
And then second question, when do you do your annual certified local government report?
I gave that report, I believe, 2 months ago. For,
Sent that to them 2 months ago?
oh, no,
the
to
one
them, that, I'm sorry, for the state. That's due the December 1st.
Okay, so
Yep,
we should
that's it.
probably all start getting you any trainings and stuff that you
Yep.
want to.
Well, and actually, I've been logging all of those too. You guys have, I know which ones like you have attended and whatever else, but just what I'll send out is an email, just to make sure that we're all on the same, that we've got all of them counted for.
Cool.
Yep, because I know that you and I had taken one of the same seminars or something on
And we
there.
went to the conference.
Yep, in the conference too, yep,
Okay,
so,
cool.
yep. But we're just trying to get the word out and sending letters to downtown that they need to come in for certificate of appropriateness. We did send out the invite for everybody.
all realtors.
All realtors. We actually hand sent them an invitation plus an email. There was, what, 13 realtors that we invited here tonight to talk. As you can see, nobody came.
But thank you for doing that.
Yep, absolutely.
I would just like to say thank you to Ron Hembolt for his years of service on the Historic District Commission. Ron will not be joining us anymore, so we will have an open seat. But I'm not sure how long he was here, but he was here when I got here.
Yeah, I don't know either.
He was here when I got here.
So,
Yeah,
thanks, Ron.
that's right.
Okay, anything else?
Move we adjourn.
Second? Support? All in favor?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm like, what's this for?
It's turned off.
Oh.